One of the joys in life is having the time to observe people going about their daily lives and imagining what their stories may be. Hello, I'm Peter John Cooper. Today's 10-minute tale enables me to do just that. But perhaps it reaches no firm conclusion. It's called Dame Amelia's Secret Life. If you gave the matter any thought at all, you may well just have seen Dame Amelia as another elderly resident of Grand Marine Court. Had you paused more than a moment to survey the old lady being propelled around the Westcliff Green in a bath chair, you may well have conjectured at her life gone by and pitied her poor decrepitude, another relic of a bygone age. You would have sighed at the thought that life is a mill that grinds us all into dust in the end. You may also have wondered at the story of Miss Pym, the tall, spare woman who is in charge of Dame Amelia's bath chair. You may have observed how surprisingly athletic she seems to be under the shapeless grey shift. But in a moment they would have gone, and they would have passed out of your consideration forever as your gaze moves back to the wild sea breaking at the foot of the cliffs. Whatever you did imagine of the lives of these two women, your imaginings would not have been able to encompass a quarter of the truth. Dame Amelia, with a life story so full of incident and adventure, apparently hiding here in full sight, her hinterland totally unrecognised. Unrecognised, that is, apart from in the malevolent, bloodshot eyes of Sir Reginald, who, by an extraordinary set of circumstances, also inhabits an apartment in the aforementioned Grand Marine Court. Sir Reginald you already know of old as cantankerous and mendacious a fraud and coward as ever harumphed a harumph, and a sore trial to his dedicated, ever loyal, one-legged manservant, Phillips. And while Sir Reginald wished the ground would open up and swallow the old woman, she would always seem to be going the opposite way down any of the narrow paths around the Westcliff, giving him a cheery wave, and simply delicious weather we're having at the moment, Sir Reginald. The sound of Sir Reginald's well-crafted dentures grinding would cause shoppers to halt in bewilderment as far away as the town centre. And Dame Amelia would have swept by as imperious as Cleopatra on her burnished poop before Sir Reginald could think of any retort apart from the customary and well-worn harumph, and would then berate Phillips all the way home for not taking him in another direction in the first place.
Take me back home this instant.
But let us examine Dame Amelia's apartment in Grand Marine Court to see if it offers any clues as to her previous life. Although it is sparsely furnished, you might even say it was somewhat Spartan, there is a homeliness to it, with large, well-stocked bookshelves and an old mahogany desk where Dame Amelia is working. One or two certificates and commendations pricked out with gold leaf are hung discreetly in a small alcove. Out of delicacy, we will not allow ourselves to peep into the bedrooms, but we do notice that a spare room has been converted to some sort of gymnasium, where even now the athletic Miss Pym is exercising with weights of various denominations. Later, there comes the sound of foot on leather, a punch bag being kicked and pummeled. Dame Amelia knows better than to disturb her companion at her practice, but she is feeling that it is time for a cup of tea, so she adds another paragraph to the page she is working on and manoeuvres herself to the small but well-equipped kitchenette to put the kettle on. By the time the kettle is boiled, Miss Pym has showered and is ready to resume her more domestic duties. The tea, when poured, forms more than a bond of friendship between the two women. There are shared memories too, times spent in India, China, Ceylon, and Kenya, the great tea-growing areas of the world. Events there that there is no need for them to discuss. There are still acute sensitivities in some quarters, but these women know that and do not need to speak of them. It is remarkable how many of the well-dusted and polished trinkets that line one or two of the shelves are reminders of certain things that may not be spoken of. They stand there as mute reminders, a sort of code hidden from the casual glance of any visitor. A whale's tooth, a fossil from the Andes, a strange-looking implement of polished wood. No, there is no possibility that you could make any sense of them. Mere random objects and artifacts from around the globe. So you would think. Dame Amelia breaks the companionable silence. I heard you practicing some of your jiu-jitsu moves. Miss Pym shrugs. You have not done that for some time. Another shrug. Is there any particular reason for it? Miss Pym has too much respect for Dame Amelia to be mealy-mouthed. She gazes back with a fixed expression. Ah, you have received some notification from the Tea Council. Miss Pym inclines her head slowly. Very well, but I will not alter my routine. That would draw too much attention, don't you think? Miss Pym nods again and gathers up the tea things with steely efficiency. Dame Amelia returns to her desk. If we could make out what she was working on, we may gain more insight. but the page her pen scurries over seems largely to contain a mass of impenetrable symbols. Are they mathematical notations? Scientific equations? Or is she translating some ancient and arcane alphabet? Eventually, however, she screws the cap on her fountain pen and reaches into the desk drawer. Miss Pym is suddenly at her side. Her hand closes over Dame Amelia's, which we can see is now gripping a silver syringe. Dame Amelia does not look up. The two women remain in that motionless state, as if in an old, faded photograph. Well, thank you for listening to that. I hope it provided you with more questions about Dame Amelia and Miss Pym than it did answers. If you think hard, you may be able to untangle their whole story. Good luck to you, and let me know what conclusions you may arrive at. Bye for now.